And I guess all we got left is Ant Man now.
Ant Man, and I got Southpaw to review too.
Alright, here we go. Ant Man, featuring Paul Rudd. Okay, so what's your overall perspective on this film?
Well, I'll give it this. It was definitely an entertaining movie, and it was definitely good. I thought it was good, and and entertaining, and Paul Rudd is always entertaining, all that. But still, at the same time, it's still a Marvel movie, and it's still a superhero movie. And the only flaw I have
Yes, Marvel films are.
was that.
No, you continue.
Oh,
No, you can continue.
okay. It was entertaining, but at the same time, it's just like any other Marvel movie. It keeps having humor in it.
Well, that's what Marvel is known for. To not have a mix of, have a top combination of good action and humor.
I know, but at the same
With a
time,
little,
they kind of find humor in every part of the movie, and that's kind of disappointing because it's an action movie, and at times it's supposed to be serious. I mean, yeah, you could have
wait, is that your only negative?
yeah, that's pretty much my only negative. Same thing with Avengers: Age of Ultron. Too much humor. It didn't have an even balance.
Well, I didn't have time to grow. Like, oh, I really liked this scene, and then another scene comes up. We'll just move on from there.
What do you mean?
I'm alright with, huh?
Wait, what do you mean?
You mean like, oh, a funny scene comes up, people laugh, and then another one comes up, and they almost instantly forget about the previous thing that came up. So, so you're actually not letting your audience grow to remember those scenes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm partially. Well, I'm okay with it. Well, Lego movie pulled that type of method perfectly because, of course, it's a kids' film. You have to keep the kids entertained almost throughout the entire film. So I'm alright with it.
Well, yeah, I'm alright with Lego
But
Movie.
for
I'm alright with Lego Movie being, what it was. But I'm saying this is a superhero movie, and this is an action movie, and at times it's supposed to be serious, and I didn't find really a serious part in that whole movie.
all right, well, my overall perspective is it was a great film, totally worth watching. I can't wait to go it on DVD, but I'm still debating if it's better than Guardians of the Galaxy, though. But then again, it all depends on what you like and what people like most.
Hmm. I mean, in my
Even though
opinion,
this was a fun film.
yeah. I mean, in my opinion, I think Guardians of the Galaxy was better.
I know, I can understand because it had a better story. There was humor, but it wasn't every second, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't every second ever. I don't think. Well, what? Yeah, it wasn't every second.
But
It wasn't every second ever. There was humor.
every scene.
Yeah, because it seemed like in this every scene was humor. From
Well, what to say for the positives is it's been mainly nothing but positives. Well, its action sequences compared to Guardians, even though there weren't as many fight scenes compared to Guardians, but all those fight scenes were memorable, and there were only two, if I'm correct. Ant-Man versus Falcon and Ant-Man versus the Yellow Suit. Those were amazing.
yeah, but I feel like the one with Falcon was like it was they had a lot of funny scenes too in that. Like there was a lot of humor stuff in that.
Well, I already know one example is, oh, don't worry, he can't see me. I can totally see you.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, and I wish, yes, especially when Falcon at the end of the fight was like, okay, what do you do? Do not let Cap know about this. I wish I could have seen Cap's reaction for that.
Yeah, but other than that, that's just I found it was entertaining.
And did you find, well, how you like the story wise?
Story-wise,
It was alright story.
yeah, I thought the story was good. Paul Rudd. I thought Paul Rudd did a good job with it. I don't discredit him. He's always good.
Yes, already being humorous, and now this time you're just fighting as well. Also, do you consider X-Men Days of... Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Do you consider X-Men Days of Future Past to be the best piece of storytelling you've seen in a Marvel film?
Ever or recent?
No, I mean, yes, ever. When it comes to Marvel, do you think it's the best piece of storytelling?
I definitely think it's one of, if not the best.
Well, give me your reason for that, because there was so much building to it, to the final conclusion being everything's returned back to normal, and we see all these awesome callbacks with the original characters from the first film, and even the second film.
Well, yeah, and also just to see like the young Professor X and the current Professor X like see each other, and to just see how like each one of them is just pretty crazy.
I know, that's a marked out moment right there.
And I just definitely love, how pieces come together, and how why this character is him, and why that character is that. It just gives the whole. I just love how it gives the whole. I just love how it gives the whole explanation of everything.
And how the chemistry works with whoever's talking to who and everything else.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Ant Man now.
But
Of the hold on. Yes, well. This is actually a bad time now. Okay, okay. What do you? Well, I have to say that the fight with Yellow Suit was the better fight, because one, like, throughout the fight they were basically small, and you had some pretty funny scenes with Thomas the Train Toy growing exponentially and landing right outside the house, and it was like, huh? What just happened?
And I'll admit, there were funny scenes. I did laugh at the scenes, but that could have been the only funny scenes that were in it. I would have been fine with that, and then have some of the serious part along with it to keep the balance.
I kind of like it the way it is. Also, one other thing I want to mention. Well, do you think it was a good fight, or do you think it was a great fight?
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great.
I thought it was great, especially since the beginning of the fight was them fighting inside a suitcase while lasers were being fired and music was playing in the background with an iPod.
Mm-hmm. But well, out of 10, what would you give it?
Well, this being a very standout film, and a good standalone film as well, if not the best, I would have to say it's a 9 out of 10.
I'd give it 9 out of 10 too.
Okay, cool. Are you possibly thinking about owning on DVD or on Blu-ray?
Or the Amazon Instant Video, but most likely it could be Blu-ray.
Alright.
So I'll review now Southpaw.
I'm sure that told a good story.
Yeah, definitely. So here was the plot of Southpaw. I'm sure you know it. The plot was that Jake Gyllenhaal plays Billy Hope, who's a boxer. He has a family, wife and kid, and he has it all. He's rich. He's undefeated like Floyd Money Mayweather. He's 43-0, but Mayweather has a more. I think Mayweather is 43-0 actually, but he has the big undefeated streak like a Floyd Money Mayweather. But then all of a sudden, his wife gets shot because a boxer confronts him about something or calls him out on something, and then he ends up getting angry a whole fight, and then all of a sudden a gunshot is heard. His wife gets killed, and now he's just left with the daughter, which leads him to cause like erratic behavior for himself due to his wife's death. And now he loses a fight. He gets suspended from the boxing. Not on top of that, he loses custody of his daughter, and he loses the house. He just loses everything, all in 1 month.
Even though it's what's the word I'm looking for, casual or something we've already seen before, but it's always interesting to see how whoever needs redemption comes back.
Yeah, I think it was very interesting, to see, man, how's he gonna recover from all this? His house is gone, his wife's dead, his kid is taken into child protective services. It's really interesting to see, and so then he gets the help of Forrest Whitaker, who owns a gym in down in the city, and he says, "Hey, I need to."
Wait, did it tell you what city?
I think they're in Philadelphia. As far as I know, I think they said where it was, but I forgot where it was. So so he has Forrest Whitaker help him, be the boxer again, and helps him, get everything back. And it kind of really is like a real, true, like, dramatization, I should say, of how life is with this stuff. I mean, yeah, you lose your wife from a gunshot, but then he goes crazy afterwards and starts doing all this behavior, and that causes him to lose everything. Like, he didn't have to, like, all that stuff that happened to him, it was because of him. It was because of his behavior. And yeah, I know it. And yeah, I know, like, I don't know what it feels like to lose a really close loved one. I mean, I've had people that have passed away close near me.
But everyone grieves in different ways, though. In some not being the best ways to do it or cope with it.
Yeah, but like, it's bad enough you lose your loved one, but then you go out and you behave more, like, aggressively, and that's just going to make matters worse.
Yep.
And that caused him to have all that downfall. He lost his undefeated streak, and then not only that, he gets suspended, and then he loses the house. He no longer has custody of his kid, and he has to try and get it all back.
So, Undertaker reference or Undertaker callback?
Well, because he lost his streak, yeah. But other than that, there's no other similarity. But otherwise, it was good, and it was realistic in a way.
Yes, even though it ended with him winning a fight, of course, since you already know how to get out of the situation. You just need to box and fight some more. Responsibly.
Pretty much, even if it's small, like they wasn't gonna hire him back after the suspension, but he just needed to do smaller fights to try and climb his way back. It's just like all that behavior pushed him off the mountain, and now he has to climb that mountain back up. It's one of those stories.
Yeah.
And but definitely this movie was good.
Do you have any negatives about it?
Let me see. Negatives. Not really.
Any other positives, or did you get all of them out of the way?
I think I just got them all out of the way.
Alright then, so, and your overall rating is?
I'd give it a 9.1.
Okay, how come
Yeah.
the extra point?
I guess just from the the story was a big plus, and so was the acting too. Because Jake Gyllenhaal, like that was like he's very underrated as an actor, I think. And he had to. Was that?
He's got phenomenal acting skills.
I think he's a good actor, and plus his his discipline into trying to gain weight, lose weight, build muscle. He definitely built a lot of muscle for this role. His ability to do that in and itself is pretty amazing for a movie role.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the reasons why Hugh Jackman is no longer playing Wolverine, because of that build yourself up, build yourself back down type of thing.
And maybe because of that. Maybe it's because he has to lose weight.
No, not just that. But a few other things as well, but unless that's the only reason, then okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, or maybe he just, wants to take on, other roles instead of just being Wolverine.
Well, what do it?
What?
Build yourself up and build yourself back down for certain roles.
I guess so. I mean, if the role was right. If it's a good role.
Okay, then,
We're about to go into town. Do you want anything?
Huh?
No, that's all I said.
I'm talking to you.
Alright then, so... Alright, I guess that's it then, so I'll see you later.
Alright, I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Alright, bye. So that's it for Central Podcast Entertainment. Neo is out, so am I. We'll see you next time. Good night.